Hi guys, it is so nice to meet you guys. My name is Jennifer with Honest Eye at Sports Illustrated. I'm one of their hockey reporters, and y'all's PR rep with the New York Sirens reached out about me sharing y'all's story about Trendy Tendies, the cutest Instagram account I've seen in a long time. So I'm super excited to kind of just dive into that story with you guys, kind of share a little bit about the account. So I guess why don't we get started with Kaley? Why don't you tell me a little bit about how the account came to be and what made y'all want to start it?
I don't even remember exactly like how or why, if it was both of us together, why we wanted to start it. But obviously, like we lived together in New Jersey. So we were roommates. We were both from Michigan, both goalies. We were like, I think it would be cool to like make a TikTok account and kind of just make videos that are like really us. Like I think that's something that we kind of pride ourselves on is like the videos that we're making is like that's how we act, like no matter if there's a camera or not. So I think it's just for us, it was about making like fun content that people wanted to see and like taking in like their stuff and like just making videos to make other people happy as well as like having fun with it too.
And then, Callie, building off of that, what I specifically like about the account is that you guys are both goaltenders, kind of showing a little bit more about y'all's personalities. Just I feel like on the ice, it's a little bit harder to kind of get a sense of y'all's specific positions, personalities, just because of all of the equipment. And I feel like sometimes y'all are in an underappreciated position. Can you tell me a little bit about what it's like as goaltenders, being able to share a little bit more about your personalities?
Yeah, it's really fun because like obviously we're not on the bench with the team and a lot of times they make up like players, like during games, but they don't really do that for goalies and we're kind of like on our own secluded island out there. So it's really fun that like we can show fans kind of like our personality off the ice because I don't know. It's just been like such a fun thing to do. And we've gotten like so many people like making signs for us and like commenting stuff for us. And it's just like someone made a Christmas wreath for us. Like it's been really freaking cool, like just to have that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like fun because usually people think goalies are like weird or whatever, but it's like, yeah, okay, like we might be quirky or whatever, but it's fun to just show like that different side of us. So yeah.
Yeah, and then two-parter for you. Just at the PWHL games I've covered on site, I see so many young girls in the stands, so many signs that say like future PWHL player, even like future PWHL goalie. How are you guys kind of like specifically making this content, knowing that like there's such a diverse range of people who are probably looking at it?
Yeah, I think that we kind of like have in mind the fact that there are like so many fans, like there are a lot of little girls looking at it, but there's also like older adults. So we try to take that in account, to make like fun, light, happy content that like is open to everyone and like kind of shows like behind the scenes, like we do like day in our lives and stuff like that. So like the girls can see like what kind of it takes to be like a pro athlete, but also like we like to make it fun too. We like to do our coffee reviews and like our reviews about all different sorts of stuff. So that kind of like appeals to like any sort of crowd. So I don't know. We kind of just have it in mind to appeal to everyone, keep it light, keep it fun, like nothing really like set in stone in mind when we're just like, oh, like let's make a video about this. We don't really have like a set in stone plan of like what content to make. So,
Ab- Absolutely love that. And then Kaylee,
mhm.
going back to you, um, part of my favorite thing about being a hockey reporter is that I kind of get to travel across the country, like travel a lot to kind of cover different games in different venues. What is it kind of like being able to create content like across the world, across the United States, like in different places as you guys travel for y'all's PWHL schedule?
Yeah, I think like it's awesome. I think that's probably one of the perks. Like we get to explore the entire like United States and Canada and get to see so many cool places. And I think it's cool to like kind of rope the fans into that as well. Like especially when we went to DC, like kind of giving them like an inside scoop of like what our locker room situation is looking like what we're getting access to, kind of things like that. Like I think it's cool for them to kind of see a side that they don't normally see. And then as well as like even like we got to tour some areas and like especially in like Vancouver, going and walking around downtown, like things like that, and just kind of filming what we do in Dallas, we went and made custom cowboy hats. So like just taking advantage of the cool experiences we have within the states that we are going to and the provinces as well. Like I think it's cool to show the activities that we're doing through our TikTok page.
Absolutely. And then I know Callie touched on this, but my main angle for this story is that this account kind of lets us go behind the goaltending mask, right? So I guess what do you personally have to say about as a goaltender being able to show a little bit more about your personality and being able to kind of bring that to social media?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Like it's hard, I think, at times. Like if on the ice, we're in the crease, we're in our little secluded like small area. So I think that our TikTok page is like kind of our way to show our true selves and really like show our personalities and the things we enjoy doing. Like obviously Callie talked about the coffee reviews. Like that's something that we really enjoy. Like we look forward to our coffee reviews and finding cool spots and like even just like connecting with the fans in that way by like having them comment like, oh, what's a good spot in this area and things like that. I know Callie's posted stories on her accounts like asking them like what they want to see more of. I know we've gotten a lot about like talking through our mask, like explaining things like that. So I think it's cool like to have their like to hear their side and what they want to see so they can kind of learn us more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. And then, Callie, another question for you. Um, the PWHL is seeing historic attendance numbers right now, really seeing the fan base kind of grow across everywhere in the United States. Me personally, I was on site at the Dallas Takeover Tour game, and I was so happy to see the crowd that showed up there. What do you think, having a social media account like this where you can kind of interact with people, how do you think that's kind of helped in building those attendance numbers and kind of building that interaction with the growing fan base?
Yeah, I think it's incredible and it's helped a lot. Like, I think social media can be such an amazing tool with helping with our outreach to different people and fans. Like, I've had people comment, like, or DM me, they're like, oh, I didn't even know there was a professional women's hockey league. Like, so it's like really helped with the outreach with this whole league and just the attendance numbers. I think it's absolutely incredible the attendance we have. Like, the fan base is growing so much each and every year. And I think that like when we continue to post on social media and just like be ourselves, like that's what the fans love. They thrive off of like the behind the scenes. They thrive off of seeing our personalities, not just on the ice. So like that's what we try to take into account. And I think it's so huge, like using it both on Instagram and TikTok. I'm not a big social media person, but this has like helped like Kaylee's, the social media manager of our accounts. I'm more like in front of the camera. But yeah, it's really been awesome. Like we've had so many people like comment to like, oh, you've inspired like our little like our goalies, like young girls, lots of DMs about that. But it's just really awesome like to see how much it's reached. So yeah.
Okay, awesome. And then I guess follow-up question on that. So, do you guys want to tell me a little bit more about like, so is it like who runs the account or like do y'all both run the account? Like what's the like specific details on how content is like made and posted?
So
Kaley is all the brains.
we
She
both
is
have access to the account.
Okay.
So we
yeah.
both have access, we have the password, so like we can both go on at any time. Usually like I will edit the videos. I Callie
Yeah.
says I'm good at that, so that's
Haley's fabulous at editing. She's the editor and she's posts them.
so I
Um,
usually I will edit the videos. The content is kind of just random. Like I think it's a mix of both of us. Like it's also just like it'll be random. It'll be like, oh my gosh, like let's do a review of this, or like we're here, let's make a video about this. Like it's kind of
yeah, both
I
of
think that
us.
more both sides, but
And who
yeah.
presses post? Y'all both like it's both.
Usually Kaylee.
I
Usually
usually will.
Kaylee.
Callie will usually like we're usually next to each other when the posting is happening. So Callie's kind of like in charge of the captions and the hashtags, I would say.
Okay.
And
So
the
I'd say that
reposting.
part's like a team effort, but I usually will post it from my phone.
Okay.
She's the brains.
All right, I'm writing all of this down. Okay, perfect. And then I guess last question for both of you guys is I am going to be on site covering the historic game at Madison Square Garden in April. So excited to be able to like meet you guys and see you in person. Obviously that is going to be a historic matchup at a historic venue. is there going to be specific like Madison Square Garden, New York City content on trendy tendies for fans to look forward to? I guess we can start with Kaylee and then, go from there.
Yeah, so there 100% there will be content for the MSG game, I think. One, just because it's so historic, like the rink itself, like outside of even just the game, like Madison Square Garden is probably the most well-known hockey rink in probably the world, I want to say. So I think one itself, just like kind of giving like the rink itself, probably a TikTok video or an Instagram reel, I think will be the plan, but also just like our experience through it all. I don't exactly know what our schedule is looking like for that week and what our plans are, but obviously like we'll work our content around what we're doing. Whether it's pregame skate or stuff like that, just kind of showing what we do and even like a behind the scenes probably what we have access to within the rink and what our setup is looking like there. Just a few ideas, but there's definitely going to be some content for the MSG game.
And then same question for you.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'd be cool if we did like a day in the life sort of thing for that. Just so people see, like Kaley was said, behind the scenes and just taking them through. I think that's what people like a lot. Like I've gotten stuff about that when people like when we take them through like days in our life. So I think that's been a really big content piece that we want to continue to film more. So definitely that, and probably a fit check in there. But yeah, for sure, a lot of that's going to be huge for us, for the city, and for the Sirens, for sure, for the marketing side of things. So definitely want to help market that. Definitely.
Okay, awesome. Those were all of the questions I had for you guys before I stop recording. Is there anything else either of y'all wanted to share about the account or anything I didn't ask that you guys wanted to touch on?
I don't think I have any.
Anything,
You
Kaley?
guys can say no and say that I slayed and that I did a great job in that.
You did do
You
great, but I
did.
think you covered a lot.
You
Okay.
did, Slade.